Kate and I are here at Moorestown Hardware on Mill Street in Moorestown, New Jersey. We're in the holiday section right now, but this store has so much more than just typical hardware. Obviously you have like your power tools and hardware, but you also have gifts, home decor. So come take a look in here for your holiday shopping. Today we'll be giving away a solo stove, the Ranger solo stove, that was actually given to us by Pete from Moorestown Hardware, which was really nice of him to give this to everybody. So this will be our giveaway for today, and we're going to now hear from Pete.
So this business was started in 1923 up on Main Street. It was McChesney's Hardware. It was in a location kind of right across from the community house. And in 1929, Jim McChesney bought Moorestown Trust, which was a bank, went under in 29, and moved McChesney's Hardware into where everybody remembers it as Starbucks now. But that was McChesney's Hardware. And the business changed hands a couple of times. I won't go into all the details, but the guys who owned it for the longest period of time were Ed and Wilbur Holweger. So they were in that location until about 1975, and then this complex was Collins Lumberyard. It went under. Around 1974, they closed. So the two brothers, since the owner of that building did not renew their lease, so they needed to move the business off of Main Street. They bought this whole complex and brought it down here. And it's been here, and it's been a hardware store ever since. So it actually went out of business completely and was closed for, I think, about 6 months. But then it was reopened. And we came in, Julie and I bought it in 2001. We both have, pretty extensive retail background. So anyway, we came in, and it was kind of a sad sack place. You would probably remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there was nothing on the shelves. And we were fortunate enough to revive it. And it always seemed to me as though people were dying for this store to come back. They really were, they couldn't wait to come in. So when we got everything put back together, we were successful pretty quickly. We went through some rough times, but then when Peter Pan on Main Street closed, we kind of picked up the mantle there and added in the gift world, which is, Julie's an absolute expert in it, So now our whole thing was to move towards a general store, and that's what we've been moving towards since. And, as I told you, the greatest thing about having a business like this in a community like ours is sharing it with people like yourselves. Because, people always say, oh, without you, we're nothing. It's so true in a business like ours because it's a synergistic relationship. We are here because we want to serve the community, and of course it's a business, we have to make a living.
Right.
But by the same token, you guys, our customers, give us everything we need to be successful. So whatever contributions we make to the community are the direct result of us being supported as a business in town. And I mentioned before, one of the most unique things, this business is going to be 100 years old in 2 years.
Wow.
That is unbelievable. I mean, you think about that. How many 100-year-old small businesses are there in this country? And that's great. So we're kind of stewards of the business in a way. And our son will continue after we're gone or when we're not here. And it's terrific. The best part about it is interacting with the people every day. And I think it's fair to say that the vast majority of people who come into our store are people we recognize. They're your neighbors. They're people who live in the same town. We go to the same places. We know the same people, and that's a really unique opportunity.
So how long have you been serving popcorn and bottled soda?
The first week we bought the business.
Yeah.
We started doing popcorn. And again, we wanted to make it, especially nowadays, people can buy stuff anywhere. You can go to the internet and boom, it's there the next day or sometimes that afternoon. When you come in here, we want you to have an experience that's different from what you're going to get somewhere else. And that goes from, people helping you with what you need, answering questions that you're not going to get answered anywhere else, but also experiencing an environment that is, it's 100 years old. And you see things in here you're not going to see in other places. You can interact with products. You can interact with people in a different way.
Right.
And I mean, you guys are all here today, family, but this happens all the time in this store, where customers will come in that door and somebody comes in that door, oh, I haven't seen you, and all of a sudden they're standing over in the aisle talking for an hour. That's cool. That's great stuff.
Destination.
So, yeah. And again, it's part of the community. So we feel very much it's very special for us. You know, we were born and raised here, and to be part of the community the way we are, not many people get that opportunity. You know, or if they do, they're, for whatever reason, they're not able to make it work. You had asked me a question about whether we're going to open another store. We actually did have another store for a while, and it did not succeed. And part of the ingredients of having a store like this that's going to be successful is being surrounded by the type of community that we have.
Right.
And that makes it very unique. So, you know, it's all good.
So, as you heard Pete say, they've had this machine in here where it's a Coke in bottles, which you don't find very often, along with their popcorn. So it's a destination when you come in here. My dad used to take us, we would come here just to get a Coke in a bottle all the time. So we're gonna finish up here with getting, I don't even know, is it 9 o'clock yet? We're gonna have a Coke. A Coke. I don't know if I've ever had a Coke in a bottle before.
I have.
There we go. And the good old fashioned.
There we go.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for joining me here at Moorestown Hardware today. It was great to hear the story and actually hear how going to a store like this can really help the town and the owners. Please continue to follow along for Small Business a Day giveaway, and we'll continue each day with a new local business. So thanks again.